SoFi is continuously challenged at that $30 spot. Should we be expecting a quick retest and claim of 30? Or are we going to see the sellers actually step in here, bringing us a bit downwards, testing these support zones before going back up and trending to that $30 level and claiming over it? For you guys to the weekly, we continue in this chop structure after a nice breakout of this multi-year cup and handle pattern, hitting around that $8 low, getting all the way to $32. So very bullish in the long term, guys. And we've seen this chop develop over the last couple of months now with those wicks and tough spot to claim being around that $30 level. We can get above it, but we can't really hold above it. So that's the exact point that we're looking at, guys. And that will be the catalyst to retesting those all-time highs, a strong close and building a base on that 30 or a very volatile move up to those 32.73 levels. So from a long-term perspective, guys, I mean, you got to be very bullish. Broke out of this cup and handle pattern, went all the way to 32. Now we're just seeing chop. We're seeing no notable pullback here. Now flip it on over to the daily, guys. Today we saw price action with a bit of selling pressure, right? We still closed green on the day with another inverse hammer candle, pretty much looking exactly like last trading day's price action. Very similar, although this one's a bit more steep, a taller wick, and a candlestick body closer to the bottom. So a textbook inverse green hammer candle, usually a bullish signal, guys, that the buyers are going to try to keep pressing the narrative to that $30 level until we go ahead and get a claim over and try to build a spot. Because like I said, guys, in the last analysis, if we can get over that 30, we can't really build a base on that. It's tough for us to actually hang out there for numerous days. You see couple days get over it, flush, a few more days get over it, flush, right? That is a spot that we'd want to claim over, build up that energy for that test of all-time highs. So very attainable here, guys. The overall market had a little bit of back and forth today, but SoFi managed to close green, right? Quickly looking at SPY, the overall market, we closed red with some indecision, right? Doji candle. So good to see that SoFi did close green. And we are still pressing right up against that resistance of 684 on the overall market. And now checking the hourly on SoFi here, guys, we did see a stronger beginning of the day. So we had that nice surge at the start of the day, getting over that 30, looking very promising to actually stay above that. We had a little bit of tests on these 3 hourly candles. And ultimately, guys, on that last hour, the overall market did see a bit of a flush. Lots of stocks and indexes did see that last hour being pretty troubling, and that's what actually built us downwards under that 30. So we had a really nice day going for us, guys, and that is actually very important, showing that the buyers are pressing that narrative, going ahead even after a lot of selling pressure here, going ahead and retesting that $30 spot and actually getting a very solid green candle closing above that, getting to that 30.42 level. And then you see attempting to build a base on this, guys. A quick correction from the sellers, hold above that 30, and when the sellers try to push us under, we see a nice buying pressure candle closing green. It's not until the overall market starts to dip on those last 2 hours where we do get under that spot. So you can be feeling pretty optimistic here, especially considering, guys, we still are in this overall ascending profile on the hourly, very short-term price analysis. And we still have a ton of padding, right? That 2860 being a very probable spot to find that bounce. So as long as we're between that 2860 and that 30, you can be feeling very optimistic in the short-term future of SoFi. I definitely do think that we get that retest, guys. As long as we're not super gapped down in the morning, gap down and try to retest that spot. If we're possibly gapped up or pretty neutral, guys, we should be going ahead with that retest in the morning 2:30, where you'd want to look for that reclaim of that spot and actually build up that base. The overall market either pulling up or pulling down is obviously going to make a difference here, right? If the overall market pulls up the next day, no doubt in my mind, SoFi being one of the most strong stocks at the moment, right? You see that beautiful hourly movement here, guys, after getting that bounce around that $23.76 level. Huge correction, right? There's no doubt in my mind that SoFi would go ahead and retest that 30, get over it, actually try to claim it as a spot like we saw right here. So great recent price action, nothing out of the ordinary. And back on the daily, guys, we've seen some nice price action above that 2860, something that we don't see a lot. Lots of chop in this spot, right? Holding it for 1, 2, 3 days before flushing here, going ahead in this pennant structure, breaking out. And then we see, guys, tons of back and forth from that 30, those all-time highs of 32.73. Lots of back and forth between those levels, but lots of volatility. Now we're actually chilling out at that spot. There's a lot less volatility here, and we're holding that range of 28.60 and 30 pretty nicely here, guys. So that's why I point out that as long as we're above that 28.60, we're in a very nice energy building spot to go ahead and get that next leg up to those all-time highs. So no doubt in my mind, guys, this week or next week, we see those all-time highs as long as the overall market's pulling. And if the overall market's pulling downwards, we have a ton of padding where you can actually see SoFi hold up in this 2860 spot while the overall market is dumping harder. Definitely believe that SoFi will be a stronger responder to either a downwards movement or an upwards movement. If the overall market's pulling downwards, I think SoFi gets affected by a lot less. I think if the overall market's going upwards, SoFi goes ahead and sees those all-time highs. So I'm very optimistic about SoFi in the short term. I mean, the stock's shown us nothing but bullish and positive price action in the months of time period where we did break out of this cup and handle. And now we're really just set up in a good position, a good energy building position that we really haven't seen between these levels of 2860 and 30 for that next leg. So I'll do it for the price analysis, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments your end of month prediction as well as your end of week prediction for you short-term traders. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to hit that subscribe and like button. Don't miss an update. And as always, guys, trade smart. I'll see you all in the next one.